I'm going to start off by showing you an error page, and I achieved this error page by logging out and visiting the route to watch a series. Now we are receiving this error because in that route we are trying to get the authenticated user, and it obviously is going to fail because, like I told you, I logged out. So this brings us to deciding if we want to permit users to watch series without being authenticated or not. Now, if you want to permit the user to watch the series without being authenticated, then what you're going to do is everywhere where you're accessing the authenticated user, you need to wrap this in an if statement to make sure that the user is authenticated before you're trying to use that feature. But if the user is not authenticated, then you can skip that feature. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually simply take care of this route by securing it with a middleware which is auth. Okay, so I'm going to create a middleware group, and I'll protect this group with the auth middleware. Okay, and every single route that I want the user to be authenticated before accessing, I'm going to put it in there. Okay, so I want to make sure that the user is authenticated before watching a series. So the watch series and the complete lesson would require an authenticated user. So I'll paste that in. So also this where the user can watch a series requires an authenticated user. So I'll also paste it in. And for now, I think that's it. So if we come back and refresh this page, we discover that we automatically redirected to the page where we have to log in. Okay, so we haven't customized this view yet, but nothing to worry about. We can take care of that later. So right now we can go ahead and log in, and everything should return to normal. Okay, so notice how our status okay is returned to us when we try to log in the user using the traditional method, because remember we have an Ajax login functionality in place. We're gonna actually have to tackle this, and we can use our test to make sure that when the user is using a traditional method of authentication, he's actually returned to a view and not a status okay. Okay, so now the user is logged in. I'll just visit the home page, and I'll try to visit that route, and I can visit the page to watch a series again. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is this navigation bar. So I want to make sure that the user is an administrator before he sees the create series route right here and the all series route. Okay, so we have this is admin method in our user class, and what we're going to do is we'll head over to our app.blade.php, and we have these navigation elements right here which we're going to edit. So why don't we have a custom Blade if statement that will help us to check if the user is admin or not. I'll head over to my app service provider, and we're going to register Blade if, and we'll call this admin, and we'll pass in disclosure, and we'll say return auth user is admin, because in our user class we have this is admin method that can help us know if the user is an administrator. So with this key right here, we can head over to our app.blade, and when we have this auth check, we can also have an admin check. So by saying admin else then end admin, okay, that looks really convenient. Then we can take the all series route and the create series route and paste them right there. Okay, so let's refresh this page. We see those routes because this user is an administrator, but we're going to log out and then visit our register page, register a new account, and click on the register, and it takes us to the home page. Now if we visit our home page, we have just home and then hey, the name of the user. Because this user is not an administrator, he cannot access the create series page and other pages that are protected for administrators only. Okay, so remember we have our admin.php where all the routes that can only be accessed by administrators are registered. Therefore, even if the user tries to navigate to that page using the URL, he's not gonna get it. Okay, so I think that's a little bit of cleanup. We have a little bit of cleanup patches to do up and down. We're gonna take care of that before we actually go into the money part of our application.